part of the weigh-in process. As you can see here, a little nifty spreadsheet from Russell Taylor. Every day I do weight, waist, and neck. So what I'll do is go ahead and jump on the scale. I usually jump on it twice because sometimes it'll change and sometimes it won't. Next for weight. Waist. Okay, dang it. Okay, so find the top of the hip bone. Do this for PT test. I am doing my waist measurement. $80 centimeters flat. Uh-oh, base up. Neck is 43.5. That's not ever changing. And there's my progress. Now we get to eat. Alright, so this is my breakfast. It's not always the same omelet, but it's usually always an omelet. Right now what I'm going to make is a pizza omelet. Some simple ingredients. Some pepperonis. Egg whites, 322 grams. I know some of you asked what supplements I take. So essentially, the basics. I got this ISO Pure because it was on sale. That is the only reason. I don't really give a shit what protein I use. We come over here. I live in Washington, so I definitely need some vitamin D. 1 a day multi, and this chewy multi. There's a reason I take both. This is essentially all I will probably need, even though I'm on 1,800 calories. These make me feel like I'm eating something outside my macros. Hey, get out of here! Get out of here! Doge, what in the fuck? All right, so we'll go ahead and get this chopped up, get it going. Let you know what the macros are in a little bit. So what I'm using is about 25 grams of each ingredient. This is about 3 slices of onions. Chopped up nice. I usually hate onions, but because I'm prepping, I like absolutely everything. Those onions in my McDonald's cheeseburger yesterday. That was fucking phenomenal. I also like to get these onions started right away to get the crunch out of them. Since I am not using butter right now, we have a 0 carb sup for that. Wait till that gets hot. Fucking love peppers. If I can get a 25 gram amount of this. $22 grams. The difference between 22 grams and 25 grams of pepper is irrelevant. If you're curious about my chopping technique, That's all it's on. Watch too much fun at work. I'll throw these in last because there's so much water that make up these peppers, so I do not want them to dry out. And I still would like them to be somewhat crunchy. Mushrooms. See, an easy way to get 3 of your servings of vegetables and such is omelets or additives. Anything you can add to a salad, you can get all your servings of veggies in a salad. Oatmeal, you can get most of your servings of veggies in oatmeal. Or fruit in an oatmeal, but add it in there. 22 grams of that. My keto sounds like it's gonna fucking kill somebody. Sweet. We got a pretty good selection of some veggies right there. This is starting to get hot. Oh, say what's up to yourself. What's up, self? All right. Set that up. Okay. Breakfast of champions. So a little trick my girl showed me is when making the omelet, add it in immediately and let it sit. That way it allows air to get through it and it becomes fluffier and not so much a hard ass omelet like I make normally. Okay. Salt, pepper, garlic salt. Keep it real simple. this concoction is just about done. What I'm doing is going to transfer this ever so gently to this. And of course, there's no such thing as a cheese pizza or omelet without some cheese on it. This is reduced fat cheese. This whole meal will probably be less than, let's say, 8 grams of fat. Definitely over 40 grams of protein, probably less than 15 grams of carbs. Very high volume breakfast, very tasty breakfast, and something you can do when you do flexible dieting. In case you guys didn't know, every morning, breakfast with Lucy. Alright, I'm hungry. It is 10:40. I am lifting with Jake at GSTANDARD. He's doing back day, I'm doing upper body day. But I need to eat now or I'm not going to be able to survive. Now, I'm still on low carbs, 130 a day. I got to keep my fat under 30. So essentially, I'm going to make a fat salad, high protein, and high fiber because I neglected fiber when I started. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do, how I managed to get 30 to 35 grams of fiber a day while still being on low carbs. And it's a pretty simple way to do it. So I'll start off with 1 serving of the salad. I use a 50-50 mix because it's what I grabbed, so I don't really have a reason why. $85 grams. Then start that over. This is usually a random amount. If I get to 50, I do 50. If I accidentally get to over 50, I'll just go straight to 100. Yeah. 52 grams. Now, one of my things I absolutely need to put in is something spicy. So a serving of pepperoncini peppers is about 30 grams. And because I like to cut some of that spice with something sweet, I'm gonna go ahead and add some strawberries into it. Here, Golden Girls on in the back. Grams on the dot. Next, I start adding chicken. I'm not sure how much chicken this is right now, and I don't really care. I don't really pay attention to how much protein I'm getting until the end of the day, and I need to fill out my numbers. Switch it to ounces. Boom. 6 6.5 ounces. Now here's the fiber trick. Fiber One cereal. You can see the label. Lots of fiber. 14 grams. I like having some crunchy texture, so instead of using croutons, I'll just use this. $130 gram serving. So 25 carbs, 14 fiber, just in the salad, plus the strawberries. Oh my God, low carbs, I can't even take this top off. All right. Boom. And I think that's it. Can't really think of anything else I would add to this. That would be huge salad. And with every meal, I have a diet soda because it does its job to curb my sweet tooth. Not very well, actually, but it does its best. All right, so I got 80 carbs left for the day. Low fat. I'm not going to pay attention to fat for this meal because this meal is going to have 4 grams, possibly 5 grams. So essentially, this will be a pre-workout meal, mostly carbs, mostly protein. I've never had this type of yogurt before. I usually use Chobani. They didn't have any. This macros are better for these regular flavors. I hate regular Greek yogurt. But when I mix it with protein, it doesn't really make a difference to me. So essentially what I'm going to try to do is give myself a dessert. This is the best I can do for desserts until tonight. So I tried Arctic Zero. Gave me a bad taste last time, but I think it's going to be good this time. We're going to do some Greek yogurt and I still need to get some fiber in. So I have these carb balance with 13 carbs and 10 fiber. Perfect. I'm going to use 2 of them. 20 grams of fiber. That should put me at about 36 grams of fiber for the day, and I'm not going to have to worry about it the rest of the day. But bring this down to my kitchen. 225 grams of yogurt. Man, this is thick. Oh my God. So 222 plus what's on the spoon, plus that. Throw some protein in there. I saw some. You know, there's some missing at the bottom. Is that 1 scoop of protein going to be exactly 65 grams? Oh, 2 scoops to serving. I'm using 1 scoop. Whatever. I'm only going to use 1 scoop for this. So essentially this is going to be probably about a 60 protein meal. How to open a banana. A lot of people peel from this side, but if you flip it over, pinch, and pull, look how simple that is. Alright, 99 grams. Make this real simple. Boom. Now jazz this up a little bit. I'll throw some cinnamon on top. And because I'm feeling a little bit crazy, So check this out. This is 1 fat, 1 carb. That's probably about 1 serving right there, each. 2 carbs, 2 fat added, for a little taste. Nothing too crazy. Still got to eat this for my pre-workout. And another little supplement hack I use for pre-workout. I use Optimum Nutrition, Gold Standard, full of creatine monohydrate, a performance composite of L-citrulline malate, beta-alanine, 350 milligrams of caffeine. You see all these words on here? None of that is really relevant to me. What I pay attention to is there caffeine in it? Yes. Okay, then I buy it. Why don't I just get caffeine pills? I don't fucking know, to be honest. I need something to wash this down with. I'm out of filtered water. So I guess I'll just be a peasant, use tap water. So we'll take this real quick. And that's the rest of my pre-workout. Alright, so I gotta get to the gym soon. I'm gonna knock these out. Lifting with Jake at GSTANDARD. He's going back today. I'm doing upper body. So we're definitely gonna mesh in between our workouts with some sort of barbell row, some sort of pull down movement. I'll talk more about my programming later. I have a bunch of Q&As lined up. I'll talk about that later. Maybe we'll ask him a few questions about his prep, and we'll take it from there. All right. We are in. We are going. All right, so we're heading over to GSTANDARD to lift today. Normally I work Monday through Friday. So then I also lift on Monday through Friday. Push, pull legs, upper body, lower body. However, about a month or two ago, some things came up and I'd want to do something during the week. So I take a day off the gym and just make it up on a Saturday. And progressing on that cycle has led me to do upper lower push pull legs. Somehow it's completely flipped, but that's what we're doing now. And since next week I have intramural football on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to count that as part of my cardio for the week, my 3 by 35 minutes of light intensity steady state, even though it will not be light intensity. And it won't be just 30 minutes, but it's the week before the show. Any extra body fat I lose will be fine. My LBM is not going anywhere. Make sure of that. I'm going to go lift on a Sunday today because it just happens to be Jake's back day, which is part of my upper body day, and he's also prepping for the Emerald. And I'll tell you what, this kid is shredded. He is got great symmetry, great work ethic, good stage presence. So this would be a good guy to learn from, of how to be good on stage, how to have that mentality in the gym to lead you through prep. And we're gonna go get a good session with him today. My pre-workout had about 375 milligrams of caffeine. A normal healthy dose would probably be somewhere around 400 milligrams a day. I don't really have any other caffeine at all besides that, unless my girl wants to get Starbucks. Then I get a skinny mocha latte because there's no fat. So I'm going to have I think these pills are caffeine. One of these pills in hopes that it's caffeine. And if I'm assuming correctly that's caffeine, I'm going to try to assume correctly that it is also 200 milligrams. My pre-workout jam, what do I listen to on the way to the gym? Usually it's conservative talk radio, 770 AM, Michael Medved, Rush Limbaugh, Mike Herman. But right now it is, I can't really, what is this? This is probably some old people shit, how to not questions, to accumulate some interest in what people want to know about me. And so I'm gonna play some Kendrick Lamar on the way to the gym. I don't know what that was. Yeah, alright, so prep. Last time I cut down, I was on higher calories. I was cutting for a photo shoot, probably at about 200 pounds. I was probably about 8 to 10% body fat. My carbs dropped to maybe 250, and I was running 3 to 5 cardio sessions a week. A lot of people ask me, what are my calories right now? I'm on 30 fat, 130 carbs, 250 protein, 1800-ish calories. Why are you so low? Why are you in that high of protein? Well, as always, it's context dependent. Everything depends on the individual and the individual's goals. Specificity is key. Me and Russell, you know, I weighed 240 pounds last summer. I've been cutting for a while. It was a little too early to cut hard at the end of last year, so we did a recomp for about 8 to 12 weeks. And, you know, we started off a little slow, which is fine. These kind of things happen in prep. What makes a great coach and what makes Russell a great coach is, and this is also a team thing between me and him, he had no reservations of saying, hey, cut your carbs to 225. Hey, we need to cut your carbs to 200. Hey, we need to drop your fat to 40. Hey, we need to grind out carbs to 170, carbs to 140. Hey, we're doing carbs to 130, fat to 30 right now. And me having a history and knowledge in coaching, a normal client obviously and smartly would question that. Hey, why am I this low? It doesn't make sense. Which is a good question, because it doesn't make sense until you start to realize that all of the normal information you get on what your numbers should be are generally, when you get them in the forums, the general public. When you're trying to lose a few pounds, you do not need to cut. A male does not need to be on 1,800 calories, usually, a man on my side. However, when I am under 8% body fat, need to drop 0.5% to 0.75% of a pound of body fat a week, I need to cut that low. And something we really paid attention to, and Russell really harped on, was how is your strength? How is your energy? How is your lifts in the gym? Don't worry about hitting those PRs, because we're not worried about PRs right now, but we're worried about maintaining. And my strength never dropped. It never hindered every time we dropped. So we had the confidence to keep dropping carbs to really get shredded. And it's that type of mentality you need when you're going for a big show. You can't be afraid to drop to those, you know, relatively extremely low carbs or calories, which is only for a short period of time, maybe a month max, but it has to happen. A lot of times it's something that has to be done. People don't come into shows lean enough because they're scared to drop that low, or they mentally or physically can't handle it. So, you know, the higher protein intake, because it helps with hunger and it helps retain some of that lean muscle when I'm cutting on such low calories. My lower fat would normally be a problem, except I'm on point with my fish oil. So I'm getting the essential fatty acids I need, and my fat's not, my hormones aren't really out of whack right now. My girlfriend might say different, but, you know, it's still working, and we're still working. And so that's essentially my calorie situation right now. I've hit PRs every time I've needed to in my program, except for last week was the first week I didn't hit a PR, and I missed my last set of dumbbell flat press, and I missed my last set of shoulder press, and I cut off 1 rep of each of my squats. So instead of 9, I did 8. That squatting is irrelevant to me. The pushing movements kind of upset me a little bit, but you know, my pushing always dropped the hardest. My pulling never really dropped. There's a real important reason why I work out at GSTANDARD. People love going, I feel like people love going to LA Fitness because it's LA Fitness, not because of the gym, because it's LA Fitness. People love going to Planet Fitness because, all right, no one loves going to Planet Fitness. Take that back. People love going to a lot of gyms because of the name of the gym. People want to say, yeah, I work out at LA Fitness, or I work out at Anytime Fitness, or I work out at UFIT, because of the name of the gym. When you walk in at GSTANDARD, it's the gym that everyone wants, but nobody seems to find. Everyone wants that warehouse gym. I mean, when you work out at GSTANDARD, you don't have to want to go to the gym. You just have to get to the gym, because as soon as you walk in, you're going to want to lift. You're going to want to crush your PRs. You're gonna want to beat your goals. You're gonna want to get better just by walking through those doors. And that's the great thing about it. That's why I went there. When I went to work out at McCord, I felt like I was gonna fucking die. It's cold as shit in there. You know, it's the Air Force. Everyone's fucking out of shit. This motherfucker is not here yet. But I'm going in. We going in. I'm gonna show you the gym. I'm gonna let you know what the greatest gym in the Pacific Northwest looks like.
I always want to be in control of my fucking life. I always want to be in control of my fucking life. The situation might not be fantastic and it might be stupid at the time, but it can take you somewhere. Don't worry about money. Do something cool, give a fuck about people, and it's going to turn something around.
Those rides to and from school were basically parades, celebrating cause we knew we'd make it. Those late night sessions in my bedroom out in Brooklyn started patiently making this foundation. And over 10 years later, we're both still chasing greatness, shameless when we're making these statements. The path was never perfect, but this purpose made it worth it. Rob barely fucking take us home. You salute to him. Get everything you think you know. Fuck everything you think you know. And fuck what people have to say. Burn all the plans. This is my day. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Picture all the people saying people wouldn't love us, but the people tell us that they couldn't live without us. That's what I call choking out the fucking doubters. Meanwhile, I'm just closing in on 20,000 fucking hours. I know myself better than I know the back of my hand. So much so, I'll never be treated like anything less than a man. And I know, I wake up, I'm ready to take on the whole world again. No matter the time or the place, goddamn, Rob Bailey, take us home. Everything you think you know. Fuck everything you think you know. And fuck what people have to say. Burn all the plans. This is my day. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing Everybody get the fuck out. Whoa! I feel like a goddamn train. Whoa!
And I walk in, like, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing it. We're all pumped up and we're young and we don't know what we're doing, but it doesn't matter because we're fucking doing it. 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 Fucking doing it.
Once there was a boy who dreamt of being a great man, cursed with the path and blessed with the simple plan. And that boy grew up, and that boy ran, and that boy became a man. A great fucking man. A great fucking man. And that great man has power in his lips. And that great man built all this shit. And that great man is
want to do.
Alright, so I'm making a simple, my post-workout meal. It's really easy. I'm about to go to the dog park, so I'm not going to really put a lot of effort into it. But 2 scoops of this ISO Pure. 1. 2. And replenish some electrolytes. And because I'm hungry right now, but I don't really want to waste any numbers yet because I'm going to go to the dog park. This brings me back, way back to my Pop Warner football days when it was all about pickled eggs and pickled sausages and pickles. I'm going to have 2 pickles. I'm not going to count these in my numbers because this is probably like 1.5 carbs, maybe. But good amount of sodium, probably like 120 each. Just guessing, I don't know yet. But I got 2 pickles and some protein, diet soda on the way to the gym. No, chill out, dogs. They're freaking out right now. This is just, especially when I have a really low carb before I lift. I'm exhausted. I sweat a shitload. About to pass out. So I come home, protein, water, and some pickles. Get some electrolytes back in me. Get my body like function at least relatively normal. And that's about it. Heading to the dog park now. It's 81 out in Washington, not raining. Never happened, so take advantage of it. Alright, last meal of the day. Got enough room for Arctic Zero, chocolate peanut butter. I've had the Snickerdoodle. It was phenomenal last night. This one isn't as good, but it still tastes great. And we can start. How many calories do you eat? I'm on 1,800 now. Like I said this before, 30 fat, 130 carbs, 250 protein. The hardest part about that diet is the hunger, so I try to space my protein out so that, you know, I can get at least relatively full at each meal. You know, I try to keep busy. I like to eat when I'm bored, so I try to keep busy so that doesn't happen. I also stress eat, so I got to keep myself relaxed and calm throughout the day so I don't stress out and eat. What else we have? Crystal or powder. At what rate were you losing a week? Right now my focus is body fat loss. I'm paying attention to LBM retention and strength, but if I look at my numbers right here, what we have is 9.89 body fat, 9.14, 8.59, 7.96, 7.02, 6.3% body fat. Those are weekly numbers, averages off waist and neck measurement. Not the most accurate, but the point is I am tracking my rate of loss and making sure it's consistent. It's consistently between 0.5 and 1% body fat loss a week, which for the past 6 weeks is phenomenal. Alright, what's the next questions we got? Last week of prep leading up to the show, we have a mock plan drawn up. Probably refeed on Wednesday with 500 carbs, Thursday and Friday at 250, I believe, or maybe 500 Tuesday, Wednesday 250, 250, and 200. However, you know, that's our plan now. We'll see how I look at the end of this week. You know, I got a long week. 5 gym sessions, 3 cardio sessions. I got 2 intramural football games, which I'll probably count as my cardios. And we will play it from there. What do you eat day of the show? Still haven't figured that one out yet. We'll decide when we get there. Manipulate water. Haven't figured that one out yet. We might not do much of that. We might do a lot of it. It all depends. I don't really have a weight goal. Manipulating water is going to be a weight goal type thing. I can't trick my body to lose sub-Q water and not intramuscular water. So it's going to lose what it loses. It's going to keep the ratio of my body, so I'm not really going to want to cut the water if I'm not trying to hit a weight limit. And I'm not. For physique, it's height. Tanning routine. We discussed this earlier in the video, but it'll probably be 4 days of putting coats on, you know, incrementally going up, building the base to start, seeing how much more I need, and if it gets muddied up from, you know, getting nasty, I don't know what's going to happen the last 3 days. Rest of your competitive year look like, and what other shows are you doing. All of that depends on how I do at this show and judge feedback. Let's say I get on stage and smoke my division, smoke overall, and I look phenomenal, judges say you need to go to nationals. I might do that. Let's say I don't get top 5, I'm going to take some time off and fix what I need to fix, possibly do 1 or 2 shows towards the end of the year and give myself some time. So it all depends on how I look. I look great in a selfie. I look great at the gym by myself, but I'm not competing by myself. I'm competing against other people, and we're going to see how they all look. Favorite exercise for shoulders and why? I do barbell shoulder press, side raises, and rear delt flies. That's all I do. I've built great delts doing it that way. The reason why I've built great delts doing it that way is 1, nutrition, 2, or not nutrition, genetics, 2, I've maintained consistency within that routine, progressive overload for a long period of time. So by doing so, I've allowed myself the time and the consistency to build shoulders that way. I'm not saying if you switch workouts every week it's not going to work. However, I do know this works for me, and it works a lot well for others. What's your current stack? Do you like testosterone boosters? I said this earlier, multivitamin was pre-workout. I just ran out today actually. And fish oil. Fish oil is imperative right now because I'm on low fat. And multivitamin is imperative right now. Well, not imperative, it's real important because I have very low calories. It's hard to get that variety and good amount, 2 to 3 servings of fruits and veggies a day. I can do it, I am doing it, but as a safety net, I do take a pretty heavy amount of multivitamins. Things like magnesium, zinc, iron might go by the wayside when I'm at this late stage in prep. What are some snacks to go for keep you from cheating? Stuff like this. The meals you saw me eat today aren't just for the video. I mean, the pizza omelet was kind of like extravagant, but I make decked out omelets all the time. This time just happened to be a pizza omelet. The little dessert crepe type things with the fiber wraps that I made. I do that, or switch between that, or maybe I'll make a tuna wrap, or maybe I'll make a chicken and cheese wrap. Things like that. I didn't eat one today, but sugar-free Jell-O. It's like 1 carb. I can snack on that with a diet soda. That'll tide me over. The small things that tide me over. Diet soda is great. Mio in my water kind of tricks me into feel like I'm drinking some juice. So mentally, it might tide me over to my next meal. What else we got? How many days ahead do you meal prep? We discussed this in the gym with Jake. If I meal prep something, there's always rice in the rice cooker, which I haven't eaten lately. Maybe some veggies, some broccoli and carrots, but for the main point is chicken. I cook a bunch of chicken in excess so I can throw some in my salad. I can make some for lunch real quick, stuff like that. How hard has prep been? I started at 240. Sometime during my deployment last year, I hit 240. I started cutting, did rapid fat loss to jumpstart my cut. Cut all the way up to maybe August, I think, or September-ish. Did a recomp with Russell for 3 months. Did great. Lost some body fat and gained a relatively small amount of lean muscle. These are off measurements, so it's not how accurate it is, but I did pretty well with it. And then I started hitting cutting hard. It's only gotten hard the past couple weeks. Last week, I believe it was last week, I missed my first rep. I missed my first time missing lifts. I would PR all the time. Every other week I was hitting a PR up till that point. Today was a great lifting session. It all depends on my nutrition If I'm working, I end up eating all my food during the day, which I have a bad habit of. So I start working out on maybe 10, 15 carbs and 40 or 50 protein, relatively low fat, under 5 grams. So I don't really have the energy, and it really affects my lifting. But prep hasn't been that hard at all, except for these last couple weeks are really weighing down. I'm getting really hungry. My cravings are pretty bad. But I have a great support system. My girlfriend's a great support system. My gym's a great support system. Major Gains Fitness is a huge support system. My coach Russell is supporting me. Physiques of Greatness page is supporting me. A&B is supporting me. I have a lot of groups on Facebook that show me a lot of support. So all of it comes together. All of it adds up, and it keeps me motivated to try to win the show. I really think I can have a chance of winning the show. And looks like I'm going to end it on there. That's all the questions I've got. I might do another video when I come up to my refeed day or my carving up day. It'd be more interesting than showing you guys a whole bunch of videos where I'm doing the same shit during my prep. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll keep you updated.